Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the Q60 of Samsung's new lineup. In particular, we're looking at the 70-inch, and I'm going to get to why it's so great. So the Q60 in particular actually caught my eye for a couple reasons. This year in particular, they have a brand new size, which we've seen in other brands, but it really isn't that common anymore, and that's going to be your 70-inch. And I really like the way the 70-inch feels. It's a little bit bigger than the 65, but it's not quite as big as the 75. Obviously, that's what you'd expect, but just the sizing, it just does feel like it would fit well in most living rooms. And as far as other sizes, you can go 43, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 85. So you really have a lot of options with sizing. And I do think that that's something to point out. Now, obviously, because it is a QLED, it's going to have that QLED color. Also coming along with that is your contrast. You're going to get better contrast than you would on a model that doesn't have this type of panel. Now, is it going to be as great as the top of the line QLED or the top of the line OLED? No, but just from the looks of it, it does keep up, and it's definitely better than maybe like the 8000. Now, don't get me wrong, the 8000 wasn't bad. However, you have to understand that when you're paying more for a better TV, you're going to get a better TV, and that's kind of what we're looking at here. Now, I personally know the Q6 models to be on the cheaper side, closer to the lower end, but still just enough to get you that QLED quality. But with this one, I actually think they've made some improvements that might not categorize it as in the lower end of TVs. Now, as far as design goes, it's pretty much the same type of TV as the 8000 as far as, the stand, the bezel, and whatnot. But I do think that overall for a Q60, it does look pretty good compared to last year's model. When I say easy stand, I mean easy stand. As you can see, all you have to do is slide it in. No hardware, no tools. It's super, super easy. If you guys are unboxing this at your house, I recommend that you take the box off the top, lay it on the ground, keep the wrap on the TV, and place it over on like its face, if that makes sense. You could kind of see it in the video of me putting the stand on. That's probably like the easiest way to go about it. And it took me probably less than 2 seconds to get both of them on. So very, very efficient. Now, this is a 4K UHD TV. So you're basically set on all your streaming. You're going to have the high quality resolution that you would need for all the new content that Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, all these other video places are starting to do more and more like 4K. So I would probably say that you're going to be good for this for quite a while. But then again, there's 8K coming. Oh my gosh, nobody saw that. Either way, I really wouldn't worry about it. Now, of course, it does have HDR. And one of the things that I thought was pretty cool, we've seen this with most of the Samsung this year, is the auto game mode. So you basically go into your settings if you really want to look at the actual mode, but it'll detect that if you have something set up, it'll go into your settings and kind of tweak it for your console. I thought this was a really cool feature because a lot of people that may be playing on a console would probably want to play on a Q60, not spend too much money on the highest tier OLED, but also don't want the worst quality either. So I think this would probably be pretty popular amongst most console gamers. Now, I'm saving the best for last, but let's talk about connections. So this TV in particular has 3 HDMIs and 2 USBs. It has 2 USBs, an optical audio, and that's gonna be for your soundbars, LAN port, Bluetooth, etc., etc. Most people ask me if I should get a soundbar with my TV, and I'm just like, yeah, I mean, if you could afford a surround sound system, that's much better, but soundbars are pretty good, cost-effective, boosts in quality. You're not going to get that perfect surround. Very rare that you will, even with the full channel, multi-speaker ones. Those work, but they're not nearly as good as a hardwired through receiver kind of surround system. So I definitely recommend at least getting a soundbar because TV speakers, they just don't cut it. You have to understand they're so thin, and they don't leave a lot of room for sound. And I'm definitely not bashing Samsung. This is every TV company. It's very rare that you'll find a good TV speaker unless it's like the highest quality TV and you're paying, $5,000-$6,000 or more. Now let's get to my favorite part, and that is actually the remote. So this remote surprised me, and I had to think about it for a second because I didn't really understand what was going on. I went to go grab batteries for it, and then I realized, there's no batteries. Now, this, in my opinion, this is what sells it for me, because I mean, it is a Q60, but it, normally they don't put these kind of features in the lower quality TVs. And this just shows you that they've been improving their line, and that is a solar powered remote. You heard it right, solar powered. So you could just throw this in the sun for an hour or two, and you're probably going to be charged for quite a while. If you really don't like the sun, you can charge it with USB Type-C on the bottom. But I just thought that was crazy. This first remote that I've ever had to like grab batteries for and then like put the batteries back because I didn't need them. Great design. And I think that, you know, if this is on the Q60, I wonder if the higher models have them or if they are the same as this. Either way, this is definitely an upgrade remote, and normally they wouldn't throw it in on a Q60 because it is, you know, on the lower tier spectrums. But I think that they're definitely trying to say, hey, look, this is a Q60, it's still a QLED, we're still throwing in our top of the line, and this is one of those things to help kind of justify that. Obviously, looking at the buttons, you got your Netflix hot switch and your Prime Video. Samsung TV Plus, not a lot of people use that, but it's there if you need it. I really like the Netflix one because it takes you right into your Netflix account, should be signed in, and it just makes it a lot easier than scrubbing through the apps. Now, speaking of scrubbing through the apps, this is one thing that I always want to test when I'm looking at the quality of TV. In this one in particular, I don't really expect it to be slow because it is a QLED, and the 8000 was really fast for what I was expecting. But you can just see if I hit the home button, we have all of our apps, can scrub through pretty quickly. And this remote, you don't have to point it directly at the TV. You can see I'm pointing it over there and stuff's moving, so that's also a plus. I know that sometimes it can be annoying when you go with some of the cheaper TVs that you need to point it to the exact receiver or else it's not going to work. So that's also a benefit in my opinion. Now, I think that's about it. I don't think I missed anything, but if you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave them down below. If you guys are new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're really trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we really appreciate your support. And as always, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and visit waltz.com before your next purchase of electronics and ask for a custom YouTube coupon code. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and if you have any questions, leave them below.